You've been in 9 to 5 land for years. It's done you well, right? It's provided this amazing foundation for you and your family. But secretly inside, you're done. This is hard to admit. And you feel guilty for it too. I mean, you've got this amazing family and lifestyle to protect. Look what corporate's enabled for you. How dare you say, I'm done with this? That's a hard thing to admit, but it's a very common thing. And as we get into another new year, we can't let another rinse and repeat situation take place. You know you're meant for more. So we're going to talk about exactly how you make progress towards entrepreneurial freedom while protecting your family, income, and lifestyle. Let's dive in. Growing up, society taught you to follow the script by choosing a career path and climbing the ladder. But for many people, this promise falls flat. Work suffocates them and life becomes painful. Here, you're trapped in what I call the corporate cage. Fortunately, there's a way out. You can take control of your corporate job and unlock a life of freedom. I call this living uncaged. Hi, this is your host, Matt Doan. I'm a coach, creator, and entrepreneur. Uncaging people is my mission because it's been my exact life journey. This show provides you the stories, principles, and tactics to make it happen. Welcome to Uncage Yourself. You've already dedicated years to corporate, maybe 10, 15, 20 or more. You've been climbing that ladder. And corporate's been good to you, right? To you and your family. You've found great success with salary, prestige, credentials, and that financial cushion, that lifestyle for you and your family. This is something you're proud of and you should be. Corporate has a lot of great value and it's gotten you this far. But now you're carrying a secret inside. You're done. Done with this path. You can't stand it anymore. Going through the motions, faking it, putting on that mask every day, putting up a wall between you and your family, trying to compartmentalize your pain and just show your good self with them. Inside, though, you're boiling over. Do you know that feeling? You can't shake that feeling. At this point, the corporate grind has worn you down. You're ready for something new. Inside, you dream of making great money while doing impactful work. You see other people around you doing it. You crave time freedom just like them, just like all those folks you see on social media, just like Matt always talks about out here. But you've got that family and lifestyle to protect. This barrier goes up and says, I can't do anything about it. Heck, you might even be the sole breadwinner right now, which makes it even feel more impossible to break free of this particular default path, which has been so good to you. Saying goodbye to this path feels too risky. How could you even contemplate it, right? This is the inner voice going on inside. So it says, stay the course. This is the smart move. Do the logical thing. So another year and another year goes by. I'm recording this at the beginning of another new year. Are you going to let another year go by? The pain is only intensifying as time rushes by. And if you look at the study of time, if you keep experiencing the same things day after day, year after year, that's why time speeds up. Because you're not introducing anything new or adventurous or risky that slows time down. Our experience of time rushes by if we stay on that Groundhog Day lifestyle. We can't have that. But inside, you still got this logical battle. You're stuck between this so-called stable job that no longer fulfills you and an uncertain entrepreneurial path that you long to explore, but you are scared to death of. So fear sets in, it cripples you, and you just cling to the familiarity of a corporate career that's leaving you emotionally drained. But even more costly than that, it's put a wall between you, your partner, your kids, your loved ones. And that's grating. That is terrible. You see the look in their eyes. You see the flame fade. What was light and joyful is now dark and awkward. And you're just having to fake it around them while always plugged in thinking about work. How much you detest it and don't want it anymore, but you feel compelled to do. This is a huge burden to carry for someone in your shoes. Hey, do you have an impressive career on paper, but inside you feel trapped? Is this situation hurting your home life? If so, I'd like to show you exactly how to leverage your corporate career to build entrepreneurial freedom. Head on over to uncagedworkshop.com. There you'll find a short video training for how to create a new work-life chapter that rapidly boosts your freedom, income, and impact, all in service of a life that'll make your future self and your family proud. So head on over to uncagedworkshop.com. All right, back to the show. And I know your pain. I've been through the worst of it. It destroyed me, from divorce, from losing primary access to my kids, to mental health, to all the bad things, right? It comes to this. You must listen to your heart. With all that pain building up, truly, it's the only path to long-term fulfillment. You know this inside too. You might resist what I'm telling you right now, but listening to your heart and trusting it is truly that only path to fulfillment, to financial prosperity, and to lifestyle freedom. Because just play this out for a second. You stay on this path for another year, gets you slightly incrementally better salary, maybe a slightly better lifestyle, even with a promotion. But you also know like inflation is eating away at that. So you're really keeping pace at best. And all of your money is socked away for 65 plus. And you don't even know if you'll be here given the way things are going right now. I talk to people all the time and they're early to mid 40s, for example, that say they don't think they have another 20, 25 years. That is the most they have left on this planet because things are wearing down that fast. They saw their parents leave before them just like this, heart disease, cancer, because they had the same work conditions. So are you really willing to just defer all that money, defer all that living with a high likelihood that you might not even experience it, all the while missing your kids growing up, feeling depressed while they're children, letting that depression rub off on them so that they start to internalize that work sucks? Are you really willing to sacrifice all that? I know you're smarter than that. And part of my job right now as a coach and what I do in my business is to help people stare in the mirror, face the harsh truths, because you know it to be true. You know what I'm saying is where you're going. If you're feeling me so far, you know this is what's going to unfold over the next few years. That's scary. So right now I'm begging you to do something about it. Your future self is begging you to do something about it. You can't let this continue on. Now, listen, I'm not saying you need to leave corporate anytime soon, but whether you choose to eventually leave or not, you must re-engineer that relationship with the job. And there's lots we can do there. But essentially, you have to make corporate the tool and stop being the tool because it's killing you. It's preventing you from being happy and healthy and joyful around family. And it's not giving you the space to build that next chapter that you know needs to exist to build entrepreneurial freedom. So when you make corporate the tool, you keep the paycheck flowing. This is critical. Keeps your family safe, keeps you at peace, income still coming in. But from there, you've established runway to build that next chapter while protecting your income and family. You might say, I want to leave in 6, 12 months or 2 years. You can figure that out as you go, but you have to set things in motion. And as we are at the beginning of a new year right now, just know that the right system can force rapid progress quickly in a matter of months, not years. We compress decades into days here. That's why I'm so adamant about this. You don't have decades. Let's get it into days. So I'll briefly introduce a battle-tested system that I used on myself that I've refined over the years, and it's clear in retrospect. That's why I can say it so cleanly to you in a little 3-part framework that I'm going to describe. And it's the exact thing I use with all my clients. Over 100 people have used this over the years, and it's really creating massive gains in their world, creating a new relationship with their job, opening entrepreneurial freedom, being better, present, more happy with their family, which is everything, right? That's what we're after. So here's that 3-part framework on how do you actively start building entrepreneurial freedom this year. Number 1, rapidly create space. So you're in the corporate world right now, right? You've got a 9-to-5 job. We don't want to kill that thing yet, at least. So we start by buying back 30 to 50% of your time from that W-2 position. We engineer it into reality. A lot of strategies and tactics that I introduce in other workshops and episodes. I won't go deep dive here, but you've got to do that work to reclaim the time. Part of this is emotionally detaching from the job. You have to disconnect from all the pain, all the mental processes that are running in your background. While you're giving your kid a bath, you're thinking about that deck that needs to be built or that email that needs to be sent. We need to release from that. There's a lot of inner work to get that in place. At the same time, we're keeping our paycheck, right? We're not doing anything stupid. We're doing a lot of the work that we can control. And then also, as you create this space for yourself, this time and energy and mental freedom, you're also going to start investing in mentors who teach you how to use that space methodically. Now, I'll get to those next two pieces now. So the second element is what I call activating your future self. You must do this as fast as you can this year, this month. So this really comes down to going deep and looking into your future, thinking through 3 years from now. Set that target. What does your ideal life look like? And who are you? What's that person? How much more growth has taken place so that you are a bigger, brighter person? You've got to go understand, what's that person's superpowers? What do they do? How do they show up? How do they think? What do they do every day? What do they say yes to? What do they say no to? Which is most things. And we start to just install this new identity. We replace these limiting beliefs right now of, I can't be an entrepreneur. I've got no time. This is the long, hard path. This is the smart, logical path. We kill all those limiting beliefs because we know they're not serving us, and we replace them with our future self, our entrepreneur identity. A lot of work goes into this, of course, but you've got to install the habits, the behaviors, the mindset of someone that's bold, assertive, and a smart risk taker. And then we start taking daily actions that align with that dream lifestyle and career you just described for yourself. So that's number 2, activating your future self. And the third and final component of the system is rather specific based on my perspective, and it's this: go build an online business that sets your heart on fire. Now, why does it got to be online? Well, anything brick and mortar, anything real life, anything that requires that level of getting things off the ground is a long road. Whether that's starting a franchise, a retail store, selling physical products, those are all things that take a long time. Not to say they don't have value, but the shortcut as a knowledge worker in corporate America, or the equivalent, is that we use our knowledge and skills, port that into an online business, and we bring it to the world at scale. We use code as leverage. We make it work so that it's always going 24/7, even when we're not there. Okay. So you do this, you start building this business just 2 hours a day. You've reclaimed a ton of time from your corporate job, right? We talked about that earlier. After you've established that space and you've activated your future self identity, start taking 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day to build something new. And start making that business a full expression of you. No more doing things because they're logical. No more following a career path because you decided when you were 22, when you got your college degree, that that was the path you'd follow. You want to leave that path for a reason. Don't try to replicate it into your new business. So you've got to do the self-discovery, understanding your superpowers, your interests, your worldviews, what makes you unique, and start to create this personal category out there in the world where you're making a promise, a transformational offer, and then you create a business that serves that promise directly. Exactly like what I'm doing here. I help people who are my past self, people who are stuck in corporate and they want real entrepreneurial freedom in their life, and I teach them exactly how to do it. I pull them in, I share content. Eventually, they join my programs and we get them going in a big way. There's an equivalent out there for you where it creates the lifestyle, the work from anywhere ability with exponential income. We're done with incremental income. You've played that game for far too long. It's time to build once, sell infinitely. There's a lot that we can do there. And just know that this is the core transformation all my clients are experiencing in my Uncaged Life Design program. It's a very real thing. This system, this 1-2-3 system of rapidly creating space, activating your future self, and building an online business that sets your heart on fire, that's a full expression of you. That is what changes everything. It rewires your brain. It shows you what's possible when you make money under your own name. Your whole worldview changes when you go down that path, when you're in a state of love and service and helping your fellow human beings that you're meant to serve in this world. Therefore, creating a lifestyle and being a different, happier person around your family Now, isn't that everything? Isn't that what we're after? That's what this system does. And again, it's not that we don't appreciate our corporate pasts. I spent 15 years in it. I'm grateful for it. I no longer want it. I did everything I need to do there. I graduated from it. We need changes. When we're in situations like this, we need to invest in new activities that slow down time, that create new pathways that we are in control of. So just like my clients, you can do this too. You can start to aggressively but smartly build entrepreneurial freedom. You can do this, but you must commit. It's not about quitting your job and escaping corporate anytime soon. I think that's foolish language that leads to short-sighted decisions. You can do this methodically, but aggressively. It won't happen through wishing though. And magical changes in your external environment just won't happen. Bad jobs don't just suddenly get better. And switching jobs rarely helps too. There's something deeper at play, and it has to do with you. That's why you need to do the changing. So listen, the clock is ticking. Another full year is already in swing. It's time to craft your next chapter. And if you want help with that, I urge you to book a breakthrough call with us over at matthewdoan.com/talk. This is the first step that all of my clients go through, and it's meant to create clarity on three things. Number one is looking at your current work situation to identify what's working, what's not working, and why. Secondly is then to get rich clarity on the career and life you do want for yourself and your family. And number three, we'll talk about the exact game plan to get you there. This will be the most important conversation you've had in years, possibly ever. It can radically change the trajectory of your career and life. So book that over at matthewdoan.com/talk, and we'll get you squared away and looking at what's possible for you. So please, as we get this new year in motion, don't waste this transitional moment. Your future self is begging you for action. You can feel it inside. That pain is not going to go away. It's only going to get worse. You know it to be true. And I have to tell you those harsh truths right now because it's the way it is. It's just how things go. When you're in pain and you're done with the situation, it doesn't magically get better. You can try to tolerate it all you want, or you can take action on it. You can take smart action that puts you and your family in a much better, a 10 times better situation in short order. So let's compress decades into days. With the right system, you can leverage your corporate past while building exciting entrepreneurial freedom for you and your family. I won't lie, it's not easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. But I can promise you this, it is simple. Thanks for hanging with me. Let's get after it. Hey, Matt here. Thanks for listening to Uncage Yourself. For show notes and more content like this, head over to uncageyourself.fm. And if you liked what you heard, I'd appreciate you leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Until next time, be well, my friend.